Flower friends, it's Lisa Mason Ziegler dropping in here on this delightful Thursday. We are overcast in Virginia, and I'm pretty happy about the prospects of rain, and it's not quite such a burner out there. Friends, I am just want to share with everybody that now is the time that you should be thinking about cool flowers. And I've actually gotten messages from folks saying, what is Cool Flowers? So I thought I should just start at the top, right? So Cool Flowers is a book that I wrote about 10 years ago, and it was really about the techniques to grow cool season hardy annuals, how to do that. I call it the cool flower concept. It's how decades ago our grandmas and great-grandmas knew how to do this, right? Because some of the flowers that we're talking about are like major players for flower farmers for spring. We're talking, y'all, sweet peas, bells of Ireland, snapdragons. There's about over 40 cool flowers, and that continues to build. I am constantly discovering that a flower that I thought I couldn't grow very well is in fact a cool season hardy annual, and I was just planting it at the wrong time. Fact. So the other thing I wanted to say, so that's what Cool Flowers is. It's about the concept of how you plant for your garden, the timing of actually, and then the techniques of being successful. Because let's face it, it is really different growing cool season stuff during cold and winter time than it is in warm times, right? So I get more questions every single day for 10 years, y'all. And actually, I lectured on Cool Flowers for 10 years before the book came out, because I actually launched my flower farming career on this group of flowers, because I just stumbled onto it, y'all, and actually launched my flower farm in 1998 when at the end of the summer I had nothing else to plant. Planted a few because I had learned about them and hit the ground running. I totally attribute the success to my immediate success as a flower farmer to the fact that I walked into flower shops in spring when they are the busiest. It's the highest demand of the year. And so, friends, this is really important for your business. The number one question that I get constantly ever since I lectured about it and wrote that book is people struggle to figure out when their proper planting time is. And I totally get it, because it's awkward. That, in fact, is exactly was the demise of cool flowers, of cool season hardy annuals. That's why people stopped planting them. As big stores took over providing us with plants instead of people starting their own seeds at home, which is the way it used to be done decades ago, y'all. They stopped offering those plants at the proper time because people didn't know to plant them. And then that whole snowballed thing. So, all I'm here to tell you is that I understand the struggle, and I am going to be doing something next week that you 100% should be attending. I am doing a free live masterclass called When Do You Plant Cool Flowers, right? And friends, it's free. I'm offering 3 times. You can drop the word spring right here in the comments, and I'll DM you the link to sign up. Or you can just go to my website, thegardenersworkshop.com, and it's at the top of every page. Friends, once you get your confirmation email that you're registered, print out the little PDF that I've made that has 3 simple questions at the top of it. And if you don't know the true answers to those questions, if you don't know the factual answers to those questions, I tell you how to find it. Fill out those 3 questions and then bring that paper with you to the webinar. Have it on your desk. And we, together, are going to walk through and fill that PDF out. And when I'm done, you're going to know exactly what your target planting optimal window is for cool flowers, no matter where you live, friends. How about that? How about that? And here's something else. If you show up live, not replying not relying on that the replay is going to be dropping in your box. If you show up live, I have another tool that you're going to get in your email box after the webinar is over. And it's a tool that is going to teach you or guide you to what you should plant on which of those planting windows. Friends, it just doesn't get any easier. I understand how it is very complex growing this group of flowers successfully. I've been growing them for almost 3 decades now, 30 years. I have killed so many cool flowers, struggled, produced so many puny crops. I have made all the mistakes, and I am sharing how you can just sidetrack those and go straight to the top. So friends, sign up. Drop the word spring right here in the comments, or go to the website, thegardenersworkshop.com, and sign up. The live masterclass is free to you, and you're going to know exactly when you should plant cool flowers, no matter where you are. I mean, so let me just share with you, back when the book first came out, one of the things that your publisher does for you is they line you up to be on podcasts, and back then, lots of radio shows. There was internet radio shows, and there still is, I guess. But anyway, I was actually on one of those internet shows with a host that was a horticulturist. And she pretty much just called me down right there live on the radio that this is impossible, that this could not possibly work. And friends, I totally understand. We are so disconnected from this amazing group of flowers. And if you want to just have a gander, if you haven't read my book, Cool Flowers, if you're totally new to this, you haven't read my book, The Cut Flower Handbook, that has a whole section on 41 cool season hardy annuals, you can go to my website, thegardenersworkshop.com, go to my store, go to seeds, and there's a cool season seed category. Those are all cool flowers. Friends, we're talking about tons of Sweet William, snapdragons, feverfew, stock, lisianthus. I'm just going through in my mind straw flowers. In fact, there's 6 actual cool flowers that are still blooming their heads off, and I have 2 more to come out in the garden that, like lisianthus, they like to start off cool to cold, but they like a hot finish. And friends, it's how you grow great high quality crops, because here's the rest of that story. When you understand what a plant needs and you deliver it, you plant it into those natural conditions. And I also want to say, I have no hoop and greenhouses. I guess I should say that right out of the gate. Everything I do is out in the field. So that means I can apply to anybody, anywhere, right? But when you plant a plant into their primo conditions, they need little help from you to grow tall, to grow lots, to grow healthy, and to be more disease and pest resistant, to start blooming earlier, to go later. Testimony right here behind me for those cool flowers that are mixed in with my warms here. I mean, friends, it's the secret to success. Not just with cool flowers, that's with all flowers, but the cool flower family, the cool season hardy annuals, is the one that most people just aren't familiar with. And you want to hear the most common thing that I hear? Because I live in the South, right? Guess you can tell that from my voice. I'm in Virginia, southeastern Virginia. Is oftentimes, there was actually, I'll tell you, I haven't told this story in a long time. So back when I was lecturing on cool flowers, but we didn't call them cool flowers yet. Cool flowers didn't get attached to this family until my book came out. And my publisher actually came up with that name. I didn't. And so when I used to call them cool season hardy, I used to call them the cool season flower garden is how I kind of used to categorize them. Anyway, I would lecture on those to garden clubs and master gardeners, and that's when I launched my speaking career, and I was traveling all over the country. I had, at a local university here in town, there was a horticulture professor here, and he was another one that told me I was crazy, that just would not work. And so he was, he's gone now. He was probably in his 60s or 70s when we had our meetup, when I lectured at a horticultural group that he was a part of. And his age I would have thought that he would have kind of been in touch with the proper time to cool season hardy annuals as a young man maybe, but that's how disconnected we've been from this family of flowers. I mean, friends, Bells of Ireland is reason enough to learn the concept. Bells of Ireland is a crop that carried our spring bouquet program. Our florist would have bought every stem we offered him, but we never had any stems to offer him because my first floral customer took them all and we used the rest of them in bouquets. Friends, there's just so many stories like that. But what I was getting at, sorry, went down a rabbit hole, is that the number one comment I hear people say in the South is, oh, we can't grow sweet peas. You can't grow Bells of Ireland here. You can't grow whatever cool flower you want to pick. And they're right, you can't when you plant them in spring, which is when people think you plant them. You don't plant cool season hardy annuals in spring, y'all. That's when they bloom. And that's what I'm all about, is helping you find when you plant. You need to sign up for the free live masterclass that's happening next week. There's 3 times to pick from. Sign up. Print out the PDF, answer those 3 simple questions, then we're going to fill in those 4 big blocks that are on that PDF, and you're going to pin that PDF on your wall, on your refrigerator, or wherever you are every day, because it's going to tell you it's your target date of when you're going to be planting, and it's going to change your world. It's going to change your flower farming business, because here's something else. Did you know, and you probably didn't know if you're a beginner or a early birds flower farmer, meaning you're in your first years, being the first to market not only creates cash flow early, but you engage your customers first. As you're at a farmer's market, when you have, I mean, if I don't grow many Icelandic poppies, because they're very early, and they don't last as long as I like for them, because they don't last very long. Sorry, y'all, I can't read the comments while I'm talking. So growing more of the flowers that you think will be blooming when you're going to your first markets, and growing a lot more than you think you could sell, you use them, y'all, to blow up your booth, to just bring people in. And that's what I did with Iceland poppies. And I mean, people are attracted to them. And of course you can sell them. I'm just saying that these are the flowers that are like the nectar to bees, you know. And once you make contact with a customer under those kinds of circumstances, they're yours for the season. You know, in the coming weeks, when other growers start having flowers, people might walk by their booth and look, but they are going to think of you first when they need flowers. And friends, I could go on more and more. There is just so much to learn about cool season hardy annuals. And step number 1 is, when should you plant them? Because that orchestrates your whole year. And so drop spring right here in the comments, and I will DM you the link to register for my free live masterclass, When Do You Plant Cool Flowers? And during that webinar, masterclass, whatever you want to call it, we are going to fill out that paperwork together. And when we're done, you're going to know exactly when to plant, y'all. It is going to open a door, no matter where you live, of when you plant cool season hardy annuals. So I'm just going to go back here. I saw something I thought I wanted to share, because in our short, yes, so the good stuff farm, exactly, you need to show up, because it's not the people that live in the deep South. And so she's commenting that she lives in Texas. She doesn't have a very long cool period. She might not even have any cold time. And I want to address, after I talk about this, I'm going to talk about people that are the polar opposite of that are where it is long winters, heavy snow load. Everybody can plant cool flowers, y'all. It's just that we all plant at different times. And for those people that live in the deep south that can plant the most cool season hardy annuals, have the hardest time finding their sweet spot to plant. And we are gonna address that in the when to plant, when you plant. So show up for the live. And you can register for all three of them if you want to, friends. And let's figure out when you plant. Now, on the other side of the coin is those people that live up in, we have people in flower farmers in zone 3 and zone 4 up in northern Canada, the northern part of the United States, that have figured out, because cool flowers have been around for a long time, y'all. We've been talking about this for 10 years, right? They have figured out how cool flowers fits their niche. They might not be able to fall plant, but they can very early spring plant, and that means you're getting plants in the ground so much earlier than you could plant any warm season tender annual. Y'all, this is like cash out in the field. I'm not kidding you. So friends, I have to go to the office, so I'm going to jump off here, but you're going to be hearing more from me because everybody needs to sign up. Please share it with your friends. You can share the link from my website, post it on social media. This is the ticket for spring crops for flower farmers. And even if you do have hoop and greenhouses, why would you not want more crops to harvest in spring that are outside in the cheapest real estate to grow on instead of your premium real estate inside hoop houses, right? So friends, I am just so glad to be able to be here and to launch this July. And the last thing I want to say is, did you know that we have a Christmas in July sale going on our website that ends tonight? This whole Christmas in July for us is another nudge to people to get your supplies, get your cool flower seeds, get your row covers, get your hoops, get your weight bags, get your seed starting supplies, get my books. Now, almost everything is on sale. Courses aren't on sale, gift certificates aren't, and there's something else that I'm forgetting. So it's almost everything, but all the stuff you need for cool flowers is on sale. Get your seeds, get your seed starting supplies, and get registered for the webinar, and I will see you next week, friends, because it is going to be business changing, and I cannot wait to share it with you, friends. Ciao.